we know very little about Thor Love and Thunder, and we know even less when it comes to Gorr the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale. But now we're hearing that the villain is absolutely amazing in all the best ways possible. Gorr the God Butcher, if done right, could be one of the MCU's best villains, specifically with what you do with the villain making an impact and also how far-reaching his actual impact on the entire universe could be. Again, he is called Gorr the God Butcher, so just like the comics, one would be led to assume that we're going to see him have plenty of interaction with multiple gods, and, well, he's probably going to end them in a rather interesting way, probably a brutal one to say the least. Again, I'm playing with the assumption that Gorr the God Butcher is not going to be a comedic villain, but we never know with the MCU. So with that in mind, there's been some reports that Gorr the God Butcher is going to be a whole different thing to the MCU. Far more brooding, far more violent, and far more sinister in his nature. That there's not going to be jokes, there's going to be no time wasted, that this is going to be something that's absolutely different. Multiple people have described him as being completely terrifying and imposing. Now again, for those of you that maybe didn't realize or have forgotten, he is played by Christian Bale, aka Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy, who is a tremendous actor who always transforms himself for his roles. So I have no doubt that Christian Bale can do it. My only thing is, how much time is Gorr going to get? How impactful is he gonna be? And can this film deliver enough to be able to sell him as this big bad that we've all hoped he would be, and that doesn't kind of get sidelined? Because it's always possible. It's always interesting to see how Marvel Studios approaches so many different things and what they do with so many different villains and iterations. And certainly, if you talk to most Thor fans, they'll tell you that the Gorr the God Butcher arc is one of the best Thor runs. And it's because Gorr is such an interesting and fascinating character, and what they do with him and what he represents and what he's all about. Certainly, if you just translate that to film, you're going to get something tremendous. But again, I can see why people are apprehensive to believe this and why some people are worried. Again, I think we're going to find out in due time, obviously. I'm just interested to know how much they're going to reveal of Gorr in the trailers and the lead up to the final film. Because I hope they don't reveal too much. Save the shock of what he does and how menacing he is for the actual film, and focus on the other stuff in the marketing lead up. I think that could be a really big win for them, because there is still that notion that the MCU doesn't have good villains. So let's fix that. Again,